Hello guys, and welcome back to Project Eden's Garden. This is part 2 of the prologue. It's Pixie here, recording my first video on the channel. I'm probably still going to put Lucky in the thumbnail, but yeah. You saw those content warnings. I'm sure you paused them and read them. So yeah, if you don't have a problem with any of the stuff in the content warnings, then let's go ahead and proceed. Let's solve this mystery. Oh. Before I do anything else, I should go back over that tablet. I'm going to try to do the same voices that Lucky did. The victim is Kara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns, in addition to 28 stab wounds. Jesus, I don't want to believe anything the speaker guy says, but if this murder really is based on true events, damn, the killer was totally sick in the head. Tablet has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Here we go. We got the investigation music, warm body. We can move around. We got some people surrounding the body. Hey guys. You guys excited? Investigation time. Yay. We can also step into the janitor's closet as well, but let's deal with this girl first. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should investigate the body just in case. Damn it. It's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. Okay, so I want to see the chemical burns, because right now her face looks kind of fine. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Okay, so let's look at the body. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. Okay, but it mentioned chemical burns, but I don't see any burns. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been added, yay. And an assault rifle. The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something.
No.
What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, John walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Huh? From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet.
I see.
Huh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation. It's not very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with a victim. He's not even going to talk about the blood on it. She doesn't have any blood on her palms, so I don't think the blood got there from her holding it. Okay. Oh, there's more. Where's there more? Hands. Okay. Her hands are surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails but not on the rest of her hand? Oh. She... Hold on. I have no idea what this means. Maybe she was trying to scratch the attacker? She was fighting back with her hands, and that's how blood got under her nails. I think that's how it happened. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. I should check the inside of the closet now. Yes. Okay, let's go in here. Okay, we have people standing. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Say a clock. There's a clock above the door. Doesn't seem like it works. Okay. Okay. I like bucket. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet. It's so octagonal too. But why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What is this smell? It smelled like bleach? Someone's done a bit of cleaning up. There's also a yellow stain under there. The shelf was packed within a... Is it packed, really? Looks a bit sparse. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. So they gathered dust and they weren't used. I think the game wants us to talk to these people now? There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Wow, he doesn't trust her at all.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. Not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Okay, let's talk to Cassidy. Oh yeah, one thing that went completely...
Check it out!
Excuse me. One thing that went completely over Lucky's head when she played this. Cassidy is a communist. A total communist. Hey, check out what's behind this door! Saying that, she stepped away from the corner.
Right.
It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Dude, not cool.
I'm disappointed in you.
Huh?
Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a stepladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Okay, Wolfgang. But a guy that doesn't get my references is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here? Did she even investigate anything besides that stupid ladder? She was making an Ace Attorney reference. Whenever Phoenix and Maya see a step ladder, they always get into this debate of whether it's a ladder or a step ladder. It happens every time. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Wow, I'm so glad the game wanted us to see that conversation. Oh, you guys weren't there before. We have a camera. It's another surveillance camera. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just the thought made my stomach turn. You're being watched. Okay, let's talk to Winona. That security camera. It's brand new. Now that she's mentioned it, it does look out of place. You think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech.
Sheesh.
Typical school, spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Ingrid!
Golly!
These shells are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s.
Eh?
You recognize them? Because I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better since there are fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz. I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. What? Ingrid? Let's move on. Hello, Desmond.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all full, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach.
Huh?
Bleach? Huh, there was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. One thing I only noticed when reviewing the recording is that Damon's palms are a lighter color, and that's such a cool inclusion to have because this is so often omitted in art. So yeah, great attention to detail there. Although I guess it's not a very high bar. But still, given how many people just don't know this about people with dark skin. I know. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all, you investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Click. Class trial? What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation.
Let's see.
If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Wow, that was it.
Come off the grass.
Oi, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine.
Duh.
Obviously, we're going to court.
Court? What?
He's going to put us on trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for?
Well put.
Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. Damn, the only room that isn't wheelchair accessible. Okay. I'm probably going to be done with this joke. You're probably sick of it. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's gonna be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
Might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Okay. So, bye! Okay. I should have talked to the people outside the crime scene when they were available. I thought we'd get an opportunity to talk to them after, but no. Hey, Toshiko. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy. That's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Oh, if this is what it gets to get you like this, you are not gonna handle the rest of this game. Anyway. Ugh. I wonder what our captor's gonna look like. Probably one of the things with a mask. Probably looking like that statue over there. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out!
A big tree, Eden's Garden Academy, overused religious symbolism is tight. I really hope we get let out after this.
Oi, you!
Can you confirm, liar chick? Huh? Why are you asking her?
Come off the grass.
Come off the grass, she's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you
And
right?
that makes her one of the bad guys? Who would want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? Puh, I bet she's the one who brought that gas bomb onto the train.
Really?
And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever?
If no one else is gonna say it.
All you needed was a mask to protect you, then... Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No, the liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy, and then she poked it in the face? That's not normal.
Deal with it.
I told you, it was my intuition.
Ugh.
Intuition, my ass.
Hold your horses.
It's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve a murder.
Any clue?
Where's this elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. Do you not see the obvious door-shaped notch in the tree? It's right here. I wonder if this statue has a clue. Oh, it's asymmetrical. At the base of a tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You notice the statue too, don't you? Huh? Oh, yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what.
Look.
The mask is broken. There's a piece missing.
But
Is that weird? That statue is probably, like, super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff.
I'm talking.
No, this definitely seems intentional.
way.
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know.
What about...
Maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen. Like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
Sounds easy.
You said we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Hold on to your butts, because I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself, while others scoured around it. After what seemed like only a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand.
Oi!
Hoi, everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean!
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought brought the piece... Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask. And then... nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly!
Oh, golly!
Oh,
Oh, are we about to die? Grace, what have you done? And here we go.
Yo!
Yo, I was right.
Whoa.
That actually worked? A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never fucking thought I'd fucking see fucking that. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom.
game over,
True that.
man! Game over!
Oh god, now he's spitting random philosophy. We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator?
What about...
There's stairs at the foot of the opening.
Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home, duh.
Elementary, my dear.
I didn't even hear that. If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. This is an elevator! I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. Without a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place. And for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, and an elevator in a tree. None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. Eva's hair gets white near the ends. That's cool. I like that gradient. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. Here we go! In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However...
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course.
Back off.
Oh, not the zapping shit again. Just face it, Miss Madison, we have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run from this twisted place. Why is Wolfgang smiling there? We had to solve this murder case. Yes, I would like to save my game now. The Pro Class Trial. Okay, so what we have here, truth bullets, only 5 of them. Were the chemical burns from the bleach, maybe? Well, at least there isn't much to memorize. What if the person put bleach in the gun and shot bleach somewhere? That's definitely not what happened. Okay, maybe we didn't see the burns because they were to the actual eyeballs, and we didn't see them because her eyes were closed. The skin on her face was unaffected. Maybe that's why. And got her in the eyes. Okay, begin class trial. Am I being too jolly about this? I hope not. This is a fun little murder mystery.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Somebody get me out of here!
Oh my gosh.
What happened to her? Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the
Oh my
brain
gosh.
thicker, I'd just turn on the telly. On that
Oh!
note, please carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
I know, right? You have to stand up the whole time during class trials. They look like hell.
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
In that previous shot, they made Wolfgang look like he has horns. What? I'm sorry I didn't comment on it before. I'm sorry I moved on too quick, but what was that shot trying to tell us? That was definitely deliberate, because now that we're front on, now that we're looking Wolfgang completely straight on, the horns aren't there anymore from the pattern on the door.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber, you
There's
didn't even
the
read
horns.
the tablet.
And I don't have to.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Oh, Grace. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Oh, okay. View truth bullets, control circle bullets. Okay, so I can also do it with the scroll wheel. Cool. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right click to fire. Yep. You want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered. and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you wish. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Yay! Non-stop debate. Assault rifle.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun! Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
Okay.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
No. The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery.
Okay, let's skip right past these.
I didn't get a good look at the crime
I
scene.
tried to shoot it before, but...
The body was pretty bloody.
Blood?
Blood?
Besides that big, scary gun!
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! What?
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter
And then left
could tell
it there?
you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
Did you not see the knife? Did you not see it? Cassidy. Oh, she's bad at this. Oh, she's very bad at this. This is like Danganronpa 1.
Obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Literally right next to it.
Why Sokam's razor gotta ruin everything?
What does Sokam have to do with this?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Ingrid, please, no.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
It's got blood on it.
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Tablet, here we go.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were
What am I
next to the
agreeing
victim's
with?
body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Sorry, those weak spots were so weird. What? It's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise. Yeah, okay, so she was holding it.
And the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet
they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
Oh, Grace is still like that.
These days, all about aesthetics over effectiveness. That's like your opinion, lady. If the gun was broken, then the killer.
No. Not the killer. She doesn't even finish her sentence. We don't know what she's talking about. Why does it want me to contradict her right then?
Stop that thought right there.
I don't mean to nitpick. I'm sorry. This game is great. There's a lot of work put into this. That's a really minor issue. And like Damon's like inner monologue cleared it up.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the
She wasn't a dummy at the
it
time.
Has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
She had no blood on her hands, and yet there was blood on the gun.
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
Cassidy! Stop!
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Yes, it's the victim's hands. That's what I thought before.
This is it.
She tried to do a squishy. She thought she was a
We found dry
cat.
blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
Bleach.
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
No, Eloise, you're fine.
Moving on.
No, Eloise.
That fight.
No, that's what the bleach was for. That was what the bleach was for.
She was overpowered?
Damon, why didn't you speak up, Damon? Damon, what?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
Bang, bang.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Oh, he's so conceited. Alright, I'll talk about agree points. During the last non-stop debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpart to weak spots. As the name would suggest, that if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it, as you would with a weak spot, and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so, is for you to figure out. Good luck! Non-stop debate! Non-stop debate! I couldn't come up with any words.
That killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
The chemical burns on her eyes.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer?
That's
I know. I know what it is.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl.
Here we go, here it is.
Didn't even see them coming.
I missed! Oh, I'm so bad!
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Damn it. I couldn't debate it. I don't deserve to be called the ultimate debater.
That's
Okay, it's okay. We have 4 minutes to get this.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
Oh.
I bet that girl.
Didn't even see.
See?
I got it.
Hey, thanks for consenting. You're my best friend. What?
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Oh.
Blinded? With bleach?
I didn't think of that.
That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
Couldn't they have aimed for a PG rating instead of M?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much.
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
What do you mean why? We don't have any context.
As in the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
She's back!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
A big-ass elephant that also smells like a dumpster that's been lit on fire.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
And also catches on fire. She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Bonk bonk bonk! Non-stop debate, it's gonna be great. Gonna catch the contradiction, but don't be late. Oh
if
yeah.
the original bottle's been emptied,
Bucket.
where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
Container!
There were
Why?
a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in...
Cassidy, what are you doing here?
He
Leave!
squirted her in the eyes.
Just leave!
Hey, the ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Don't call it yet, Grace.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach
If this
go?
trial's a dumpster fire, then Cassidy's the arsonist.
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
Got it.
Hey, Damon. Thank you for consenting to me.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
That makes
Broken
sense.
clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Did he do it from behind?
Of course, my apologies.
Oh no, now he's got a singular ram horn. It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think!
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above? Yes, that's right. Above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to.
Yeah.
Not to mention
Step
they could have
ladder.
stabbed her from up there.
The step ladder.
And if there's no place for the killer
Which
to
we
sit,
didn't get as a truth bullet
then
for some
there's
reason.
no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Eh?
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The door. The killer wanted two things. For the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? The door. It's like such a cartoon thing. Such a cartoon thing.
I got it.
It's such a trope.
I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it.
It was just a prank.
The killer just
The
balanced
whole
bucket on
thing.
the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. It was just a prank. He stabbed her 28 times for a funny YouTube video.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant.
He did it for the internet points. And that's why the killer could only be... Who's this guy again? Kai Monteago, the ultimate influencer. What? No!
When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
Stepladder.
Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place
Stepladder.
something on top of that
Stepladder.
door.
Winona, you were in the room. There was a stepladder.
Well, let's use that as
Oh
our
my
next point
God.
of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
There was a stepladder right there. The one time Cassidy doesn't speak. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? Perhaps to ladder up their steps? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. It's right here! It's right here!
This is it.
Guys!
There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Cassidy?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it
I don't even
seems,
understand
it's the
what
only
Occam's
answer that
razor
makes
is,
sense.
actually. Sorry.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
You heard it right here. It's the only knick-knack of its kind.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
That's probably when he took the gun away. But why was she even holding a gun in the first place? That's somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Where was killer hiding? Behind the door, maybe? Or in the back of the janitor closet?
I got it. I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
No, why was she holding the gun?
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
No, I don't think this was a premeditated murder. I think the killer was just running away from her because she was gonna kill him. So he ran into the closet, set up the bleach trap, and then got the knife and prepared for her to be blinded, then took away a gun, killed her. And it must have been a really intense scene too because of all those stab wounds. So yeah, I think the killer was threatened.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Exactly.
Huh? Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
What?
There's no justifying murder.
Yeah, there is.
Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
Even if it was self-defense.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse.
Wolfgang.
28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Is he like personally involved in this?
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion?
Oh.
This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Take it from me, the person who's definitely not the antagonist.
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer
Self-defense.
fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out. If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
He must have been extremely freaked out.
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
Like a ghost!
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense.
Oh?
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Okay.
Oh, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Wow, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or left trigger. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. I knew it! Facts do care about your feelings! Okay.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Oh my gosh.
How can we do that?
He's so intense.
There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
Lawyer's
So says the
intuition.
ultimate liar.
We've got an empathy bullet. Was this murder justified, or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
So what do we use
You
it on?
expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of you.
Oh?
I don't see how that relates to his point.
Okay. Fine.
To kill Kara so easily and without.
Oh, okay, we still have the empathy bullet. That's cool. We don't have to reabsorb it.
Take a chill pill,
This is
man.
already 10 times better than
You expect me to
Danganronpa.
stay calm? It's the killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene.
Do we know more? No, we don't.
What's wrong with that? Is there a second crime scene only you know about?
Ah, I need to think this over.
To kill Carl.
Okay, so I think we need to hit the blue self-defense. I think that's what we need to do.
It should have made plans because of the killer's morals. Could have been self-defense.
I'm glad you agree, but how does this prove anything?
Oh my god. Sorry, I dropped my microphone. Oh.
To kill Carl.
There was no way to justify this. Take a chill pill, man. You expect me to say, wow, we shouldn't make another assumption.
Oh my god.
It could have been self-defense. I don't even know the damn killer.
This killer, dead or alive,
deserves to be brought to justice!
Okay, do we do it here?
But how can we do that? There's no reason to
trust you. Oh my god!
If you have no proof.
Oh my god. Ah, please say we still have it. We do! Oh my gosh, at this rate we're gonna run out of time. Oh my gosh. Please. How many statements are there? There's 16.
There's
no, wrong button. Okay, I got lawyer's intuition. Okay. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. And if we don't get it, it's game over.
there is no way to justify this.
There was no way to justify this.
You expect me to stay calm? You expect me to stay calm? We should have made a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals.
Oh my god.
We don't even know the damn truth.
Can we fast forward the fast forward? This isn't fast or forward enough.
Deserves to be brought to justice.
It has to be brought to justice.
There's no reason.
There we go.
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Oh my gosh, I will be so surprised if Cassidy doesn't die.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Oh,
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing. Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
oh my god, he's not even paying attention.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span.
You know how it is with ADHD.
So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It would be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together.
You're not part of this!
Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. Is this foreshadowing that we're going to get it wrong? But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys, those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Otherwise, you'll die. Okay, so what have we got? Oh my... Opening the door. Okay, so what was the victim carrying? Okay, so we don't have anything from this page. What we have is in the janitor's closet. Ta-da! Opening the door. Oh, going up the stepladder. How did the killer... Okay, my DPI is a little too high for this. There we go. Oh, now we can unlock these. Clawing out the killer's neck. Victim was carrying an assault rifle. And bleach.
This is how it happened.
Okay.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest.
Oh, so it's multiple people doing it, not just Damon taking all the glory.
Inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye. They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Ouch!
Okay, Jet. Great contribution. We love you.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who's Horace?
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room.
But
before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However,
and that's what the throne is for?
It raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
It's a man! Whoa!
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck? This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that.
Has he got grey skin? Or is that his clothes? Look at his neck.
Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
He's got pale Caucasian-y skin around his eye.
His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the killing game.
Nice. Killing game? End.
Well done.
That's not Damon speaking. Or you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey,
what do you mean killing game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary, this is only the beginning. Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinate,
My blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny. Yeah, the dialogue box is broken. It's stuck on Damon.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Alright, I'll let you leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home.
You
sneaky son of a bitch!
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy? Bullshit! What am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away.
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Torner. We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like that. We don't have what it takes to do something like this.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft. Softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see, I see.
I see. That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoilsport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people. That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know. That's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what. And yet, with every passing trial, you're all clinging to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I
for
can't
destruction.
wait. Sorry, I spoke over him. I can't wait to see all of you in action. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another. And I'm sitting here like, damn, you go, girl. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... the sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. It grazed her. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. There's another? Ooh, there's more. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her! How could you do that?
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them! Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Whoa. Now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
Even though she misses her shots? That was just a warning. I assure you it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh? You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do. Because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea.
Aye.
What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it will be easier for you to kill them? That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So, stop trying to turn us against each other. Please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone, but Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No! I would never kill anybody!
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? This question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality had truly begun to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cued the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Oh my gosh. Okay, drama. Okay, wow. That was a really cool prologue. It was awesome how we got to have a little mini trial. Because I don't think any fan game has done that. Oh. Okay. What do I think about this so far? I don't know. I'll have to talk about my thoughts later because I'm hungry as hell and I want to eat. This recording's gone on for well over an hour. And yeah, I kind of want to have some lunch. So yeah, I'll see if there's anything more. And no, that's... now we're in chapter 1. Okay, I'm gonna exit here. What? No, spoilers, 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 spoilers. No, we're saving this for next time. No. No, task manager. No, we'll watch this later. This isn't... Where... There we go. Okay. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, then don't even say anything because I already know you love this. And I will definitely be recording more. And yeah, see you next video when we get into chapter 1 of Project Eden's Garden. And see you next time. Bye!